Right, your mix is down on the site of land by the Barbican here, where over the last 24 hours these signs have appeared, and there is a presence on this site at the moment, which we'll find out about in just a minute. That's their Instagram account there, and they're calling it the Barbican Community Centre. And this, if you come right up to the bars, is Patrick Thelwell.
Hello.
Hello. Now, you're a resident in York, aren't you?
Yeah, that's right.
Okay, tell us what's going on here tonight then.
So, well, for the last week or so, we've been occupying this site, which has been abandoned brownfield land for over 15 years now. Basically, it used to be a public swimming pool until the council demolished it. They went through the process of asking everybody, what kind of new swimming pool would you like us to build here? You know, would you like an Olympic one or a family-friendly one? And then they went, psych, we're selling it to property developers, and they've just sat on the land for the last 15 years. They had planning permission basically to build over 200 student flats, another 5-story block of housing basically like this, so they can exploit foreign students coming to stay here. And we're basically here just to say no, because that's not what the people of York want. We don't want more student housing. We don't need more developments like that when there's a lack of social housing, when there's a lack of green spaces. You know, we've already heard from so many local residents, you know, that they've said for years that this land should be, you know, used for the public. And so that's what we're here to do.
Okay, so you've been here 5 days now then?
Yeah,
right.
Yeah, that's right.
Okay. And are you trespassing?
Well, what we're doing here is we're squatting, okay? So what we're doing here is completely legal because we have squatters' rights for now in this country until, you know, the new police crime courts and sentencing bill, by the way, will ban basically all protest with up to 10 years in jail and make trespass from being a civil to a criminal offence. So yeah, there's someone here permanently 24/7. We're cleaning up the site, you know, we're making it the amount of rubbish that we've cleaned out is amazing, but what's more amazing is the way that this site has rewilded itself over the last 15 years undisturbed. What you have here is a young forest, and it makes me happy to tell you that if we can beat the property developers on this one and get the council to implement a compulsory purchase order, they should buy the land back for £1, that's what I reckon is a fair price, and give it back to the community, make it a community woodland. We're going to turn it into a community allotment. We're going to turn it into a community cafe, a community library. We're going to be providing for local residents. It's going to be accessible to everybody. And I think that's what people want to see in this time, you know? Right, okay, so how long are you planning to stay here for then? We're going to be here, you know, as long as we can, really. I think what we're facing is at some point the property developers are going to say, hang on, there's £20 million at stake for us here. Not that I believe it's their land for them to claim, but they're going to send bailiffs in, they're going to send the cops in. But the reality is we can't be evicted from here legally without being taken to the High Court. And if we are taken to the High Court, I'm going to argue that we are claiming adverse possession for this site because it's been occupied for 10 years. Not for me personally, but that the people of York have been occupying this site for 10 years, and therefore this land should revert to the Commons. It should go back to being the people's land, and it should be up to us collectively to decide how we use it via People's Assembly. So we'll be here as long as we can. Okay, so we're going to see you here for a while yet then, right? I hope so, and I hope anyone out there, if you want to come down, come check us out. Come say hello.
Well,
you know?
That's the next thing I was going to ask is, have the police been down to see you?
Yeah, we've seen some community support officers show up, right, and some cops, you know, poking their...
well, coming to see what's going on,
just
perhaps.
come to check us out. Yeah, for sure.
It's pretty obvious what's going on from the signs.
Well, exactly.
Like
but what I say is what we're doing here is perfectly legal.
Anything from the landowners yet?
No, not yet. I mean, frankly, it's quite obvious from the fact that the way that we entered this site was because the gate was hanging off its hinges, that they don't give a damn about it until they're ready to sell it. You know, that this isn't about, you know, when they do sell it, they'll put up some nice things on the billboards. They'll say, oh yeah, well, creating community for York, or whatever rubbish they want to say. The reality is they don't care about anything besides their bottom line. We care about the people of York and providing for the needs that people want. So if you've got an idea for how 2 acres of land should or could be used, then come on down and just like lend a hand, because everybody's welcome here. Because at the end of the day, we're all people of York, we're citizens of Earth, and that's what we're about. We're about peace and love, and if you are too, then welcome.
Okay, well, thank you very much for talking to York Mix.
Great talking to you.
A little bit like talking to somebody in prison.
Bye. I just disappear into the shadows.
Okay.